Hope you guys are having a good quarantine. My name is Ricky Kadena, and today I will be giving my thoughts and opinions on the book Bad Blood: Lies of the Silicon Valley. What is this book about? Bad Blood: Lies in the Silicon Valley is about Theranos, a startup company infamously known for marketing revolutionary blood testing devices that didn't work. The book goes through the history of Theranos through stories told by past employees. It starts with a brief history of Theranos' CEO and founder, Elizabeth Holmes. It then goes on to stories of other employees and their experience working at Theranos. With that being said, what are my initial thoughts on the book? My initial reaction to the book was that it was very informative about the structure of Theranos and kind of the history and events leading up to what we know about it now. The stories of the individuals really provide a framework for viewing Theranos from the inside. What was my favorite quote and passage? My favorite passage was about an employee named Tony. Tony was a guy with a blunt personality, and he got fed up working at Theranos. So he turned in his 2-week notice, and then 2 weeks later, he was like, all right, I'm walking out the door. Now, Tony was walking to his car, carrying all of his things, and then Elizabeth and Sonny started sprinting down after him. Elizabeth and Sonny are the two people in charge of Theranos. They were in a romantic relationship, but they weren't telling the public. That it's one of the layers. It's one of the layers on the mess that is this company. So basically, they wanted him to sign a non-disclosure agreement that he wouldn't leak any company, information out after his work there. Well, he was like, guys, you've had 2 weeks to schedule an exit interview with me. You haven't done that. I'm going home. Sonny and Elizabeth were like, no, you need to sign this non-disclosure agreement. And they kept chasing him and following him. Tony, not having it. He's going to his car. Sonny and Elizabeth walk outside and get in front of his car and like, hey, you can't leave. And he's like, watch me. And he proceeds to leave. So Sonny, like any rational person, calls the police. So the police get there and Sonny's like, you guys need to go after Tony. He stole company property. And the police are like, okay, what did he steal? And Sonny replies, he stole things in his mind. By the way, this is after he had signed a non-disclosure agreement to work there. I really like this passage because I think it just, quickly summarizes a lot of the internal issues Theranos was having. What made this setting unique or important? The stories of past employees were very important to this story to help cement Theranos in reality. This was not just some evil company being run in Gotham City that was eventually thwarted by Batman. Theranos was a real company. This really happened. A $9 billion company lied about their blood test results and sold non-functioning products. What themes did I find in this book? The biggest theme I picked out from this book was the importance of putting integrity over success. Our society puts a lot of emphasis on success, whether it be having a lot of money, having a beautiful family, or producing the most good. Elizabeth Holmes, more or less, does that. She was the CEO of one of the fastest growing startups that was building a product that would revolutionize the healthcare industry. By all means, she had a noble goal. Except Theranos didn't do that. The higher ups there, like Elizabeth and Sonny, were too focused on the numbers, on the money, on the looking good, and less focused on getting actual good work done. The employees there were not treated well. They were expected to work long hours, they had to abide by a lot of secrecy, and if they ever had a complaint about Theranos, they were given the boot. All of the success that Theranos had was like their products, a sham. How did this book challenge, support, or change what I have learned in class? This book supports the view that I had learned in class that healthcare is far too complicated and needs to be more transparent. The fact that Theranos blood machines were placed in Walgreens without being tested by Walgreens is somewhat nerve-wracking. It really leads one to ask, who else is lying? Who else is delivering faulty products like this? With a lack of transparency in the healthcare system, that's not an easy answer. Discuss this book and my faith. This book had nothing to do with faith and had no impact on my faith. I think this is a moral lesson everyone should hear regardless of religion. What ethical challenges were presented in the book? There were ethical challenges surrounding what an employee should do given the Theranos situation. Whistleblowing is a serious topic in modern workplaces, and a person's career can be destroyed even if they were right. But there comes a point where someone needs to stand up and say, hey, the king's not wearing any clothes. Alright, that's my video. Remember to wash your hands and stay 6 feet away from all your loved ones.